What up? So I'm pissed because I recorded this podcast already, 30 minutes long, a wonderful show, to be honest. This is so fucking bright. It's so bright. But, like, if it's not shining directly into my eyes, you can't see me. So I'm just gonna have to burn my sockets out. It's just like things don't go right ever. So as you can see, if you're on the video podcast, I am home. If you're on the not video podcast, you are probably not noticing anything different because you're not watching. But I'm in a different room. My microphone's coming from a different side, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember. And I have a completely different camera setup going on, and I'm bright as shit and so glistening right now because of this so bright lamp. But I recorded this podcast already, and of course, because I'm on a new setup right now, because I'm home for winter break, my video capture device was set to also record audio. And now I hate my life because I spent 30 minutes recording a podcast, and when I listened back to it, my voice happened twice. And I'm mad about it. And I'm just letting you know I'm mad about it. That I'm furious. But it's going to be okay. And I got to calm down. Because you know what? Fuck it. I should act like I never did it, because otherwise it's going to mess me up. So I got this. I'm going to run through it again. I can't believe I'm about to say all of this stuff again. Like, I'm going to do the same show again, a second time. It's like being on TV. You got to do it 300 times. But my cousin got me this for Christmas. It's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it's not the number one habit. I already know what it is, because I did it already. But, yes! I'm so pissed, because when I did it, I put it at the bottom of the stack, and there are 52 cards in here, and now they're everywhere. It's not working. Nothing works. Nothing ever works right, and it's fine. But here we go. We're doing it again. I should get a different place to put these cards, though, the ones that I already read. So I don't have to keep messing with it, but I'll keep messing with it until I get absolutely sick of it. Until then, I'll keep messing with it. So I doing it again. Define effectiveness. So there's 52 cards, so there's one. It says 52 cards to challenge and inspire every week of the year. So what you do is you read one every week, and you try to use the lesson or use the idea from the card throughout the week. It's kind of like a different take on the book. This is a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, by Dr. Stephen A. Covey, a New York Times best-selling author, of course. But this has been like cut down into card style for people who are doing a lot of things, which is not me. Like, I definitely have time to read this book, but this gives me at least 5 minutes of content for the damn podcast. So week 1, define effectiveness. Probably number 1 is don't let your video capture device also capture your audio. Who thought that was a good idea? Hey, who thought that was a good idea? It's a video. Audio is not video. Don't put audio on the camera. It's going to sound like shit. And it does. Because when you listen back to it, I sound like... And it sounds so annoying. I can't stand it. Okay. I need to stop talking about it, because honestly, you guys don't give a shit. This is just something that I got to deal with in my life. Really puts it in perspective. But, Rang, read the card already. It says, list some things that you would like to change to become more effective. Keep this list handy as you work through the challenge cards. So I got a notebook here. I didn't have it the last time because after this happened, after that, what I've been talking about happened, I was real upset. So I went and I got some water. It's fine. But what I also got was my jacket, and in my jacket was this notebook. And I write a lot of ideas in this notebook. I mean, not a lot. It's kind of empty right now, but because I just got this thing. But get yourself a little pocket notebook. It's a life changer. But I'm going to do what it says, because the last time I just said it out loud. But this time I have my notebook, and I can write what it wants me to write. So it says, when you shift your focus, you shift your impact. Put a spotlight on what matters in your life and list the next step towards making positive change happen in those areas. And this is a quote from the book, I'm assuming. If you apply even one of the 7 habits today, you can see immediate results. But it's a lifetime adventure, a lifetime promise. So I guess I'm going to write 2 of them. The first one I wrote was be better at being alone. I think that I am my best self when I'm around people, but I'm recording a podcast and I'm completely alone. So, maybe a good place to start. So, be better at being alone. And then, lessons that we learned today. Check your equipment. Because I never do that. I always don't ever check things, and then when it goes awry, when shit hits the fan, it always hits the fan because I never check. So, note made, you can't read it, doesn't matter, you get the point. You heard me say it. These cards are going to just end up everywhere because I'm way too lazy to put them back in the case like I did the first time. See, I didn't even throw out the packaging it came in. Why did it come in... Sorry, knock the mic. Why did it come in a packaging? It's packaged. It's a waste of plastic. You're getting a very much angrier me than I was the last time I recorded this, but I think it's probably a lot funnier, so that's fine. Sacrificing my mental health for you. It's not really for you. I like doing the podcast because I just get to talk. I feel like I don't talk much. I'm a listener. I love to hear what you gotta say because that lets me know who you are as a person and if I ever want to have to listen to you again. So, take that one. Not with a grain of salt. Take it face value, okay? Yeah, so another thing I talked about when I did this the first time, I made a list of things I wanted to talk about on the podcast. The first one is the 7 habits. Did it. Check. I put a check there. Didn't put a check on any of the other stuff. Completely forgot. It's fine. Check doesn't matter. So, number 1 on the list, work horror stories. Probably the worst one I can remember, and I will remember this forever, is when my manager called me into the bathroom to help her out. And of course, it's the women's bathroom. We're closed. Obviously, we're cleaning our shit. And you never want to be called into the women's bathroom for help. This can't go right. Cannot go right. But that's what happened to me. So I walk in there. She hands me some gloves and says, the plunger's not working. Oh, going blind. I looked at the damn light. So... plunger's not working and I got gloves. There is only one place that this can go, and that is in the shitter. So I ended up unclogging this toilet by hand. And it was horrible. It's terrible. Worst thing ever. Is this making sound? Just got a lot quieter, huh? A little more crisp in the voice. That's fine. I had a fan going. You got fans going too, I bet. You got it. It's fine. But I don't know. Work is all stories from work, I think, are horror stories. I mean, I want you guys to tell me your work horror stories because I'm more interested in, obviously, as I just said, listening to what your horror stories are. And sometimes people tell a horror story and you're like, okay, dude, chill. That's what you're going to do for me when I tell you how much I like my favorite customer that came in one time. But I don't know. It's just like work's horrible. It's always horrible. There's nothing good about it. Everyone spends their entire life trying to avoid work. And anyone who says that like they're like a workaholic, you don't love your job. Or maybe you do, right? You can love your job. I'm not against that, but you're not a workaholic. No one enjoys going to work. So that's where the whole thing, like, do what you love, because then work isn't work. Like, I kind of think that's true. I kind of think that there's some merit. I'm doing a podcast. This is what I want to do. Not podcasting forever, obviously, but being a comedian, being someone who makes people laugh, makes someone happy. That's what I want to do, and it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a job, really. But when you work at a shoe store, like I do, I go to work, and that's work, right? That's my job. And it's horrible. You find the good shit in it, but it's really not fun. No one enjoys this. But every once in a while, you do get a customer that makes your life just that much better. And I don't know his name, but he came up to me and he prefaced the whole conversation with, "This is probably a dumb question." Perfect. So far, perfect customer. Because he knows that he doesn't know. Know what you don't know. And also know that you don't know how a store works. Know that we don't know everything. Know the shit. Know what's going on. It's a shoe store. There are tons of them. You've been there before. Figure it out. Anyways, enough complaining. This guy was great. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, might be a dumb question. Do you have kids' Air Force Ones?" "No, we don't." I told him we don't. He goes, "All right, thanks." And he fist bumps me and walked away. There was nothing else. There was no, "Oh, can you check in the back?" No, it's not there. There's nothing there. I love it when I try to be truthful. I don't like being the guy who's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go check," and then I go and I stand in the back for 30 seconds. Like, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm pretending for this adult right now? No way. Even though that's like the job I'm trying to acquire, is pretending to be funny in front of adults, but it's besides the point. Like, some people will come in and they're like, "Hey, do you got this in another size in the back?" I go, "No. As a company, DSW," oh, let that one go, "we don't keep extra shit in the back." Like, that's what we're supposed to say, because we don't. Like, all the sizes of everything we have, all the colors, all the shit, it's all out. And I tell people this, and some people insist I go in the back and check. And I get it if you're skeptical. Sometimes, people just don't want to do the work or whatever. I get it. But okay, back up. If someone asks me to check in the back and I say, like, that's not what gets on my nerves, right? Like, people ask that all the time. I get that question 1,000 times a day. Like, "Can you check in the back?" No, we don't keep anything in the back. The right answer is okay. The wrong answer is, "Can you go check?" Because I just gave you the answer. Plain and simple. And then I go, "No, we we don't keep anything back there. Like, as a company, we try to keep everything on the floor so that we could show you everything that we have right up front." And they go, "You know what? Go check, please. Can you go check for me?" Sure. I go check, and by check, I mean I walk in the back and I complain to my manager, and she agrees. And it's wonderful. That's why work is worth it. Not the money, because your manager agrees. Couldn't be the money. I don't know. Work is wonderful and horrible. It's the circle of life. And I don't know. Retail's fun, though. It's the opposite of fun, which is fun for me, because I like things that are not fun. Whenever people are having a grand old time, it makes me more upset than if I was at something horrible. And it's like you going to, or I go into work, and my job 99% of the time is pick up shoes in the clearance aisles. And what do? I go back there and I gotta clean the bottom shelf at some point. So I bend over to clean these bottom shelves. You gotta fold yourself in half. So that's what I do. I walk in. I love the rolly chair in here. I don't have one at school. You walk in, the shoes are on the ground, and you bend completely in half. And then you do that over and over again, and eventually you're walking around the store with your head down. And you're just... I don't know. And that's why work's fun. Fun for everyone. Fun for the whole family. What am I talking about? Whatever. So something I also ran into. It's way weird having already done this. Like, I can't do anything. I can't do it naturally now because I've already done it once naturally. So I can't act like I've never seen it before. Like, I didn't prep enough for that, you know. But but we're gonna try. So I have a new segment I want to do. Don't have my normal sound keys. Different setup. Said it a million times. Time for a new segment. I don't have a name for it. In my notes, it's the food label segment. Very creative, but oh, press the button. Thanks, mail, for opening up. Didn't know I had a mail key on my keyboard. I have a key on my keyboard. It opens the mail app. I love it. So, right here I got wisps. Wisps. I have wisps. And that's the brand name. I was going to say wisps by, but that is the brand, is wisps. And they are also wisps. So that's a little strange to me. But the fun thing about this is it's 100% Parmesan cello cheese. Don't know what cello cheese is. I know what Parmesan is, though. Looks amazing. It's got bright colors. It's 100% something. And that means it's healthy, right? So what I wanted to do for this segment, just to, if you don't get it already, which you probably don't, doesn't make any sense, I wanted to find the packaging, or like I wanted to get packaging of fancy snacks, like snacks that are, what's the word? Like they're gilded, maybe. You know, they look like they're supposed to be healthy, but in reality, it's just a snack. Like, it's a junk food snack that has been branded as delicious. And I love the flavor text on these things. So I'll just get right into it. Parmesan cheese crisps. What is a wisp? I was wondering the same thing, actually. What is a wisp? A wisp. And it answers. It is an air... Oh. Hey. Oh, well... Guess you don't get to see my face moving. Dude, when does it stop not working? Can I please? Hey, if we go away and then come back? Nope. Here, what if I close this? Open it back up. Nope. So, that's awesome that I have a still picture now. I don't know what's happening there. Yes, dude! Yes! Oh my god. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. What are you really getting out of a picture of me? So now you get to see me blinking if you're on YouTube. If you're in your car listening, sorry. You're not missing much currently. It's actually just my face completely still. My video camera has stopped moving and I'm upset. Oh, wow. Dude, I don't even want to know what a wisp is anymore. But you want to know because I brought it up. Okay. That's good, dude. What is a wisp? An airy, crispy, crunchy, and tasty snack made solely from one ingredient. 100% true cheese, bolded. Made from Cello's award-winning baked Parmesan cheese, wisps are an excellent source of calcium and protein. Enjoy them in a salad or by the handful straight out of the bag like we do. And then it gives you the more ways to make it that you'll never do. It's serving suggestion. A Parmesan wisp topped with tomato and fresh herbs. But I opened the bag, and of course you won't be able to see because the camera doesn't work and I'm not going to fix it right now. They are not big enough to put anything on them. They're like crouton sized. Like they look twice as big on the bag. They're a little bigger than like a quarter. It's so weird looking up and it's just me blinking and looking down. I hope you're enjoying that. It's actually now pointless, but whatever. And then I got another one that you're not going to get to see a picture of, but it's dark chocolate nuggets. It's in the chocolate. It all starts with a premium Belgian couverture dark chocolate. And the difference? A quality, flavor, and texture that is no comparison. Free from the addition of emulsifiers, aka soy lecithin and vegetable oils in parentheses, our chocolate is as pure as the smile that comes with it. I hope so. What is couverture chocolate? I was wondering, dude. They love making it so you don't know what it is and then answering it on the back. This is twice now. Different companies. This one's by NO Foods. That one is Wisps. Couverture is a superior... Couverture is a superior quality of dark chocolate containing a high percentage of cocoa solids and cocoa butters. The added cocoa butter with proper temperature control gives the chocolate a beautiful sheen and a creamy, mellow flavor. Used by top chocolatiers around the world, we are pleased to put premium Belgian dark chocolate into every bite of our dark chocolate nuggets. Taste the difference and see. It's organic, gluten-free, wheat-free, vegan-friendly, no artificial ingredients, non-GMO, kosher, and no added fat. And what it fails to mention in all of this is it has organic coconut, organic super seeds, including pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and sunflower seeds. Because in the flavor text, they don't want to mention all the healthy shit. They mention the chocolate. But on the front of the package, they really try to avoid the chocolate. It's all... The whole package is like... They have the pictures of the chocolate, of course, but all of the front of the package is just like the USDA organic seal, the non-GMO project verified seal, the gluten-free seal, the vegan-friendly seal, and then a picture of coconuts, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and sunflower seeds. And then it's all like conglomerated into these clusters. Love a good cluster, but they're called nuggets, but they're clusters. They're clusters. I really wish that the camera didn't stop. I don't know what happened. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So fine. And finally, our last segment for this episode is another baking segment. I did one last week, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Last week I talked about bro culture, and that was a oops. No one said anything because no one gives a shit. But, probably not my finest episode. Not the funniest by any means, but it's fine. But this week I baked. This week on the Rain Bakes, I made Nutella cookies. Nutella-filled Nutella cookies. So it's Nutella cookie dough. I don't know, probably like a half cup of Nutella in there, like something ridiculous. And then okay. We did the recipe, and it calls for like a tablespoon of dough made into a circle with a tablespoon of Nutella in the middle. We did a tablespoon of dough, we had like big ice cream scoopers full, and then we cut them in half, made them into balls, and then we took tablespoons of dough and cut those in half, so it was like a half tablespoon of dough, of Nutella. And what you got to do is freeze the Nutella and then make the cookie dough. Each individual circle you need to make like a palm size. It doesn't have to be a circle, just like a palm size slab, I guess would be a good term. slab maybe isn't right, but like, crush it. Not crush it. Flatten it. Flatten it into your palm. There you go. And you're going to put the Nutella in it, ball it up, put it on a parchment covered cookie sheet, send it in the oven, 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then they should be good to go. Let me tell you something about making Nutella-filled cookies. Nutella melts fast, especially when your oven has been preheating not only itself, but also the entire kitchen for 30 minutes. So I bring in from the garage, because Illinois, I bring in the Nutella balls, and they start melting immediately. Like, this is an absolute race against time now. So I didn't have the discs made out of the dough balls. So I start doing that. They're melting. I'm stuffing them. It's so not working right. And I put them on whatever it's called. I put it on the... What is it? Put them on the tray. Put them in the oven. Wow. Total train of thought gone. Get a little drink of water at that. I don't know. They're melting fast. You put them in the cookies, put them in the oven. And eventually it got to the point where it was like, this Nutella is melting so damn fast that I was making one tray at a time and then throwing them back in the freezer in the garage. And I was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I wish I should have moved my whole operation outdoors, because it was freezing outside and boiling hot in the kitchen. And that is not good when you have frozen balls of Nutella in your hands. So I did that and made a mess. And you know what? After all that, really stressed out about getting these things all put together before it just starts melting out the sides. And after all that, I burnt the cookies. So I don't have anything delicious to show you. And I can't, thank God, by the way, because otherwise I'd be really upset about the camera not working, because then I couldn't show anyone. But the first time we made them, we've made them twice now. First time we did it, delicious. Maybe best cookie I've ever eaten. Second time we did them, burnt the cookies. Everything was too cold or too hot. Everything was melting or not melting enough. Maybe didn't have enough moisture in the dough because they didn't flatten out as much as they had to. Literally like rocks, like rock hard. And we made them for Christmas. Like, this was just not going well, honestly. It's going as well as the video podcast is going, really. I mean, it didn't work out. We ate the cookies anyways. They were delicious. They were rock hard. I mean, I shouldn't say they were rock hard. Like, you could eat them, you could chew them, but they were crumbly. And they're supposed to be soft and chewy, and like you break them apart and like it oozes out. That is not what happened in the least bit. But they looked pretty. I mean, I put a little piece of marshmallow on top. I didn't have many marshmallows, so I cut some normal marshmallows in half, put them on top, put them in the oven. They toasted up beautifully, and then I burnt them. But they tasted fine. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So that's the shit I did. As per usual. Don't drug. As per usual. Imagine instead of it saying, it was going, yo, let's go, or whatever the fuck. You know, like you've been here before. You know me. I love saying yo when I enter a room, or like let's go when something happens, because it immediately forces me to be ecstatic. And like, if I'm not ecstatic, I'm monotone, right? But if I'm ecstatic, yo, let's go. It's a grand old time. It's immediate, grandiose when it's a let's go moment. I also don't have my van button, favorite button I have. Don't have it. It's just, it's a Monday too. Recording it on a Monday. Who would have thunk it? If you saw this and I didn't say that, and you were trying to guess what day of the week it was, oh man. Is it Monday or is it Monday? But fuck it, whatever. On my way out, I have one mini segment I want to do, and I'm going to do this every time I leave, I think. I talk to my notes app, like I use the voice to text. Here's some shit that I said in public. My persona is Jesus. Bye all.